Thomas the Tank Engine is a little blue engine who lives on the island of Sodor. He has many engine friends, and they all try to be really useful. There was harmony on the island of Sodor. Until one day, a mean diesel engine arrived. He was called Diesel 10, and he hated steam engines. "Get out of my way, you puffballs!" he growled as he sped past Thomas and Gordon, the express engine. "When I'm done with my plan, you'll be nothing but useless scrap." Thomas was scared of Diesel 10, but he knew that he had to be a brave little engine. Far away from the island of Sodor, across a wide ocean and on the other side of Muffle Mountain, lived a town of Shining Time. It was the home of Mr. Conductor, who comes and goes in gold dust. Mr. Conductor was getting ready for a trip for the island of Sodor on the Magic Railroad. The Magic Railroad was a Conductor family secret. The engines were glad to see their friend Mr. Conductor. He would take care of them whilst Sir Topham Hatt was away on vacation. But Diesel 10 had other plans. "I'll soon settle Twinkle Toes with my claw," he snarled. That night, Diesel 10 slid up to the engine shaft while Mr. Conductor and the other engines were asleep. "Gold dust, magic, powers," Mr. Conductor mumbled in his dreams. He woke up remembering what his family had told him. As long as there was gold dust, there will be harmony. He blew his whistle, but he had no sparkle. "Oh no!" cried Mr. Conductor. "I've got to find more gold dust or to run the railroad, or we will be all in danger." Diesel 10 slunk quietly away. He cackled. Using the bellflower the next day, Mr. Conductor called his cousin Junior and told him to fetch the emergency supplies from Shining Time Station. About that time, a young girl named Lily arrived at Shining Time, led by a friendly dog called Mutt. Lily had come from the big city to visit her grandpa, Bernard Stone, who lived on Muffle Mountain. The trains didn't stop off Bernard's side of the mountain, but that night, Lily heard the sound of the train whistle outside her window. The next day, Thomas went to fetch coal for Henry, who had boiler ache. The last freight car wasn't coupled properly to the others. It glided through an old set of buffers and disappeared. Meanwhile, a very tired Mr. Conductor was searching for the source of the gold dust. Diesel 10 caught him walking along the viaduct. Diesel 10 grabbed Mr. Conductor with his claw and dangled him over the gorge. Mr. Conductor yanked out his pliers and cut one of the cables connected to Diesel 10's claw. The claw sprang open and flung Mr. Conductor onto a sack of grain at the base of the windmill. Then he found a clue to the source of the gold dust. It said, "Stoke up the magic in the mountain and the lady will smile. Then watch the swirls that spin so well." Back at Shining Time Station, Lily met Mr. Conductor's cousin Junior. He had appeared in a wonderful cascade of sparkles. Junior was on his way to the island of Sodor. He asked Lily to go with him. "I'll use the last of my cousin's gold dust," said Junior. "It's the only way to travel, and we'll find some more soon." Suddenly, there was a bump on the Magic Railroad, moving bumpily along. The gold dust made little pools of light in the dark tunnel. The two of them glided through the buffers at the end of the track. Lily's eyes wondered when she saw the magical island of Sodor in its all marvelous magic. "I was at the old buffers when the last coal car disappeared," Thomas was saying to Percy. "I think those buffers are the entrance to Mr. Conductor's Magic Railroad," Percy said excitedly. "Percy, you are clever. said Thomas. "Now keep the drivers safe while I search for Mr. Conductor." To Thomas's surprise, he found Junior instead. Junior introduced Thomas to the astonished Lily. She couldn't believe that trains could talk. In no time at all, Thomas was puffing along with Lily and Junior on board. Junior spotted his cousin at the bottom of the window well. "Howdy, cuz," Junior said. Mr. Conductor smiled and gave his cousin a hug. In his darkened workshop, Bernard Stone was working on the beautiful golden steam engine called Lady. It was Lady's whistle that Lily had heard that night. When Bernard was young, Lady was hurt in a terrible accident. Lady's beautiful face had faded, and the magic railroad had faded with it. As hard as he tried, Bernard couldn't make Lady come back to life. "The railroad needs Lady," whispered Bernard as he worked. "I need to know the secret to make her run again." On the island of Sodor, Diesel 10 was plotting to destroy the magic railroad. "We don't know which buffers are the entrance to the magic railroad," he told his hench Diesel's splattering dart. "We'll just have to destroy them all." Percy overheard the Diesel's plan and knew the engine had to act fast. "We must get Lily back to Muffle Mountain before the Diesels destroy the magic railroad," Percy peeped. "Without gold dust, the only way to travel the magic railroad is on the lost engine, Lady," Mr. Conductor said. "Unless, Thomas, you're a really useful engine. You can do it." "I'll try," Thomas said bravely. As Thomas and Lily jolted toward the buffers, Mr. Conductor called after them. "Stoke up the magic in the mountain and the lady will smile." They reached the buffers and went right through, then onto the magic railroad. They spotted the missing coal car and quickly coupled it to Thomas. Loping up ahead was a huge set of buffers. Thomas and Lily passed right through them onto Muffle Mountain. Lily jumped off Thomas and then she ran to Burnett's workshop. Elsewhere on Muffle Mountain, a huge explosion jolted Thomas off the ground and onto another branch of the Magic Railroad. In this unfamiliar place, Thomas wasn't sure he could find his way back to where he left Lily. He hurried off to find a connection back to the main line. At the same time, Lily had rushed to Burnett's workshop where she saw the beautiful golden engine. "This is the lost engine from long ago. She's the key to Mr. Conductor's Magic Railroad?" exclaimed Lily. "I don't know how to make Lady run," said Bernard sadly, but Lily suddenly realized that she did. "She needs coal from the island of Sodor," Lily said. "Thomas and I brought some with us." Soon Lady was steaming along the magic railroad. As she gathered speed, her lovely face was revealed once again. "Stoke up the magic in the mountain and the lady will smile," Lily murmured to herself. The railroad's energy was returning. Shavings of all the colors of the rainbow fell behind Lady and gathered on the ground. Lily caught some shavings in her backpack. Then she saw Thomas about to meet up with the magic railroad's energy. As the shimmering shavings settled on the rusty track, Thomas gathered traction and gathered speed. With a long, low roar, the two engines burst through the buffers on the island of Sodor. Bernard, Lily, and Mutt and Patch jumped off Lily to join the others. Then Thomas burst through the buffers right behind Lady. Suddenly, Diesel 10 appeared as if from nowhere. With a roar, he rushed at Thomas with his jacket claws snapping. "I'll get you, puffball," yelled Diesel 10, "and I'll get that magic engine too." "Run, lady, quickly! I'm going to help you," called Thomas. Burnett leaped into Lady's cab, and then they sped toward an old viaduct. Thomas decided to race between Lady and Diesel 10. As Lady crossed the viaduct, the tracks beneath her began to crumble. Then, a giant hole opened in the track ahead of Thomas. "I can do it. I'm a really useful engine, and it's the only way to get rid of Diesel 10. With one big puff, Thomas bravely jumped the gap. "Well done, Thomas! Well done!" But as Diesel 10 closed in, the rest of the viaduct collapsed. "No!" screamed Diesel 10. Diesel 10 had slid over the edge of the viaduct and dropped onto a barge filled with sludge. Off he floated, never to be seen again. Lily opened her backpack and scooped out the wonderful shavings from the railroad. "Stoke up the magic in the mountain and the lady will smile. Then watch the swirls that spin so well," Mr. Conductor repeated. "Remember this, the rest of the globe dust's clue." "So well means water," shouted Junior. Lily mixed the shavings with Sodor water, then shook them around, as if they're pining for gold. Then she threw the mixture into the air. "Gold dust!" everyone yelled. Back at the magic buffers, Mr. Conductor and Junior recovered their sparkles with new gold dust. And Lily and her grandfather hugged each other with joy. It was a happy Thomas who puffed home that evening, knowing that a little engine like himself had been so very useful.